Okay, we talked about the concern canvas and the different categories from facts to values, and we already talked about the problem to have a distinction between values and facts as two extremes, but it's not really necessary. You can easily model in any other way. So let's take it one step further, and the idea is to put values here. These are just, symbols we made up to signify values, and there are concerns we talked about. Then we have the events and the framing of these events, which are dependent, of course, on concerns and also on issues. All right. So this is pretty much the same categories we talked about before, but in another order. And we have the facts right here. And it's not necessarily true that they have to be separated that way. You can easily come up with a new model geometrically, and you can put it into a Moebius strip, you see? Right here you would have all kinds of combinations. So there's really no hierarchy anymore. There's no surface and no underground. If you start wandering here at the value level and you keep wandering and wandering and wandering, you go full circle. There's no way to distinguish the sides. This is the paradox geometrical model, which has just one side, and you can't call it surface because there's no other side in opposition to it. So this is just one way of putting it into another dimension, literally. You can also, just make a game out of it and say, I have all these distinct categories and I play around with them. I can easily rearrange them all the time. It's not so much to have a diagram written in stone, so we can't really come out of it, but we need something that's flexible enough to cope with the flexibility of the phenomenon, of the task we are actually trying to pursue here. You can easily imagine these as balls also and be a juggler, and put them in the air and try to, have new combinations all the time. But then of course it's a generator of questions. Is it true that these are overlapping? Is it true that these influence? So make a game out of it and try to be as flexible as these are in your head too, so you can really come into the game of transformational design.